So that's the bit that the me can't hear. When Nkosi or Tim Cliss or myself will say, it's already everything. Already. So it's already done. So, and it's everything. There's nothing that's not it.
But the construct of the ego is a blockage of, is a type of blockage, if that's the right, analogy.
Right, because the me can't hear everything without exception, is it? Always in all ways. So the depression, right? That's the shocker. Depression is it. Sadness is it. Frustration is it. Anger. Goddamn anger. Son of a bitch. That's it too.
I don't know how this Kriya that I do works, but all I can say is one of the byproducts is that my ability to manifest anger is greatly diminished, and I'm not doing it.
No, but listen to what you're not hearing. What the hell? So remember when Nkosi used to say, everything is this, even what seems to be an exception.
So there's no blockage. Blockage is a story. And there's nothing you're supposed to know or not know, because that's the story of the knower, who's supposed to know some things and not other things. There just isn't any knowing.
Made me think of Jose Jimenez.
Tim Cliss had a beautiful quote, and he actually wrote a long post, and I snagged this line out of it because I thought it was so beautiful. He said, love is the end of the possibility of specialness.
Wait, I have to write that down.
Love is the end of the possibility of specialness. And my comment underneath that was, what's a me to do if everything's already special? Already, everything's already special because there's no separation. So the miracle isn't some places and not others. It's everywhere, and it's everything, and it's nothing because you can't find it.
I say this all the time, but that really is the whole thing that we're talking about, what Michael just said. There is nothing special. And that's the one thing that the me can't hear, and the me's already got 100 arguments against that are popping up in all of our heads. Because the me is always just looking for that special thing. And looking at everything to see what's special and what's not. Put everything, arrange it all in a big story. So it might be good to go into this if this is, hitting anybody.
Yeah, the me depends on some things being special and some things not being special. I remember, vividly, like being a clock watcher, seeing my sweetheart. Oh, only 8 more hours till I get to see her. And so that was going to be when it was special, when her and I were just, in our own, Michael's own world. So these 8 hours were not special until that moment arrived. Can anyone relate? So that's the world of the me.
And without special, the me, what can the me do? What's there for a me to do if everything is special?
Exactly. Exactly. If it turns out that everything, without exception, that's the fine print that the me doesn't like, without exception, there's no exception. Whatever you can think, name, feel, it's still this.
And the world of special things is just another name for duality. Everything's all divided up, and then there's a hierarchy. Anyway. And this moment isn't for the me. This moment is whatever it is, but it's just not special enough. So it's always looking to include the specialness. That's the big job.
Right? You can feel it. Isn't that what the me's doing? Give me a more special moment than this one, please.
Looking for the special person, looking for the special experience, and it's always not here.
And yet this is all there is. So you see the dilemma. This is all there is, but me doesn't want this.
I wonder how it works when you have two people that are not there in relationship with each other.
Well, it's a trick question because there's already no one in relationship with anyone else.
Yeah, that my head just fell off when you said.
Oh good. Oh, good.
With confusion.
Yeah,
like, I don't.
But Joan, be with that confusion, because that's it too. That's what, that's what, do you guys remember a few weeks ago, I said at the end, I said, if you go to sit with Nkosi, you can talk as much story as you want. He won't interrupt you. It's really incredible to watch. I feel very privileged that Alice shares them, and then I'm able to do my editing magic and upload them in a way to listen to. But
It's like he's just holding space.
you know what it is, Joan? It's like you can see he's not giving any credence to your story, and you're giving a lot of credence to it, obviously, to the point that you believe it's real and you're coming to him to help you get out of this mess. And all he's doing is sitting there and saying, well, there's already no mess. There's just this, there's just love, there's just everything, just wholeness. That's all there actually is. And what we're doing as a me is we're going to our thoughts and we're believing our thoughts.
They certainly get in the way.
No, but the directive is to look now. Who is believing their thoughts? In fact, we can do this right now. Let's just take a moment and see if we can find who's inside there right now that's believing our thoughts. Now, you can call me crazy, but I can't find anyone in there.
I did find some cobwebs. Does that count for anything?
But you were just talking about the me is always looking for something special, right? That too is this. And if there is someone there that believes it, that too is this.
Nice. Yes.
But it's not like it's not there. It's this.
Yeah. It's just that everything is this without exception. That's what will sink in. So when Nkosi is going on with in just listening as you're telling your story, eventually it can dawn on you that even your story is this already. It's not you. You're not this separate individual that has a life and has this calamity and now needs, Nkosi's help in getting a clear plan to deal with this problem. No. Nothing like that at all. He'll ask you to look for the sufferer. Let's see together. Let's look now and see if we can find the one that's suffering. He'll join you in that. I would join you in that. Look now. Look for the one who's suffering right now. A thought is just a thought. A feeling is just a feeling. It's just whatever it is. But it's not an individual and it's not you. That's like an extra add-on. So you have a feeling and then the mind, oh, that's my feeling. That's the add-on.
There's no my. Yeah, Scott Killaby mentions that too. There's sensations, feelings and sensations, but they don't belong to anybody.
Yeah, but that's not our experience. We live as if they do belong to us because that's why we're so concerned about them. Hi, Nkosi.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Morning.
I don't know how you get up so early. I don't know how you do it. But here you are.
he's not here.
Don't get me started.
You're already started.
Yeah,
Here we go.
you came out of mom started.
Oh no. Oh, looks like a pinball game. Keeps bouncing around.
So this is where I love when Nkosi talks about all characters are beautiful. It doesn't mean that you're going to love all the characters. No. Right? You might not like snakes, but you might like butterflies, let's say. So it doesn't mean everything's going to be to your particular taste, but it doesn't mean it's not this because there's only this.
Well, Nkosi, you were mentioning this in conjunction with the word it's like space in one of your talks. Space. Can you speak on that a little?
Yeah, it seems like space. It's more like space, it's formless, you can't find any content. It's without any content. It's just like when it's like when you're walking, it seems like there's just space walking through space. I don't know how to put it. Yeah, but it's like that. It's not space, but it's more like space.
What about love?
Unconditional love. You know, words have their own limitation, but this is beyond words. That's why I always say you can't describe this. Yeah, you can say it's unconditional love, spaciousness, unconditional spaciousness. There's no location. It's everything. No, this doesn't see anyone talking, because there's no one here. There's just this. There's just this spaciousness. So it doesn't pinpoint and say, oh, that character is talking. Oh, Michael is talking. Oh, Nkosi is talking. It sees everything. It sees its own self as everything. It doesn't see an individual. Because to this, there's no individual. There's just everything, wholeness, everything. This doesn't know you. This doesn't know anyone. This doesn't know anything. It's just this. You can't describe it. You can't think about it. You can't find it because there's only it. Nobody can find it. It's right here. It's not in the past. That doesn't even exist. It's not in the future. It's not even in the present. It's just this right here. There's no movement here. You don't need to move. You don't need to go in a journey. You don't need to travel to get to this. You don't need to do anything. There's no effort here. It's right here. It's immediate. Thinking and imagination is always late because this is right here, just right here. It's here. You can't find it. You can't think about it. You can't analyze it. What seems to be a character or characters, it's just an appearance in this. So this doesn't mind its characters, its appearances. It just doesn't mind. And there's just what seems to be happening right now. And it's happening for no one because there's only this. There's no you in this, there's just this. And what seems to be happening right now is just happening. And there's a thought that seems to arise that we are having a meeting, but that's just a thought. There's no meeting here, there's just this. There may seem to be a movement, but that movement as Michael said, is going nowhere. Well, it doesn't even move. So there's only this. This is unconditional love because everything is allowed to express. This doesn't suppress anything. Nothing is suppressed here. Everything is allowed to be as it is, without judgment. There may seem to be a judgment, but there's just a thought appearing in this. It's not even judged. There may seem to be other characters that don't like other characters. There may seem to be characters that don't like other characters. But it's okay, because everything is this. As a matter of fact, there are no characters. There's just this. This doesn't mind what seems to be happening. Because to this, nothing is happening.
So
This sees no one but itself. Yes, go ahead, Alice. Hello.
yeah, I just kind of want to scream when you're talking because everything you say feels so true that it all comes out of this. And yet I have a character issue where I really believe the other character is the other character, and I don't like that character, and I get sidetracked whenever whenever I'm in that particular presence. And I know it's got to be about me. I mean, I know I'm still missing something or not following something, or maybe I don't want to really be free. But this seems to come up time and time again. And I would like to maybe hear a little more discussion. I'm just tired of the suffering that comes from judging another. So can you help me, please?
Okay. Just allow Alice to be Alice, but don't be Alice. Allow the character to be just a character, because that's
Okay.
just a character. So don't be that character. This is not a character.
It's not, but you said not to suppress anything, and the character thinks she's suppressing something by not expressing how she's feeling. But that's not what you mean by suppression, is it?
Oh, okay. As a matter of fact, there's no character. There's no character. There's only this. So whatever may seem to be going on in that character, it's just this. There's no character who's doing anything. There's no separate individuals who's outside of this trying to do anything. You know, there's no separation. There's only this. Already there's no character there. There's no character. There's only this. There's no Alice who's trying to do anything. So this doesn't mind that's what seems to be a character. It doesn't mind because it knows there's only this. There's no character. This sees itself. It doesn't see other characters. So whatever may seem to be happening, it's just happening. Just allow it to be as it is. But don't identify with the character. Allow Alice to be Alice because we are not Alice. I don't know if you get this.
You know, Alice's name couldn't be better for this discussion. I mean, I don't know if you know the, yeah, never mind.
Nice one, Charles.
I mean, there's a, are you familiar, Nkosi, with Alice in Wonderland?
No.
Well, then that illusion would be lost on me. But she goes down a rabbit hole, and an entire, make-believe world pops up where she's just, frightened and amazed, and it's all just completely fantastic. And yeah, it's just a character.
That's great, Charles.
Yeah, nice.
At the expense of Alice's name. Sorry, Alice, it just was too easy. You've probably heard that all your life.
I have.
Yeah, well, there's a few for me too, so.
My favorite character is the Cheshire Cat.
So
I
I have a
don't feel like I was quite finished with you and Nkosi.
Yeah,
Maybe we just
I
go
agree.
back and finish that. What we were, you had asked me about that this character Alice should just be allowed to be, and suppression and whatever would be making it be something outside of this.
No, allow the suppression, allow everything.
Allow everything.
However Alice is showing up in the movie, let the movie be the movie. We're not trying to fix the movie.
Okay.
Nice, Dan. Right? Can you imagine going to the movie theater and enjoying Star Wars, and suddenly you don't like something, so you go up to the screen and try and fiddle with it?
Good one. Yeah.
You are the
Alice-
screen, you are the movie, and you are the projector. It's all
Alice
there.
is imagination. All the characters are imagined.
They're all imagined, including me. Being the character Alice is imagined.
But you are not that character.
You do. Yes.
You are not a character.
I'm not a character.
You are not a character. Because there's only this. There's no character here. There's no one talking here. Talking is happening. So already there's no you. No matter what that character may seem to say, it doesn't mean there's a character. Because there's only this. There's no character here. There are no individuals. All what seem to be individuals are imagined in this. And no one is imagining anything. So it's just to notice that there's no character. There's no efforts to do anything here. Nothing needs to be done because there's no doer of anything. It's just to see that there's no character already.
Boy, that's razor sharp. Thank you, Nkosi.
You're welcome.
So I feel an attachment to my children. This character feels an attachment to those two kids that I lived with for 20 plus years. And it's a feeling. And can you speak on that? Like parents and children and attachment, or the feeling of attachment?
There's just an appearance in this. And that appearance, it's appearing for no one. It's just an appearance. That attachment is just an appearance.
All right, well,
That's
yeah,
it doesn't mean anything.
it's a heartstring. I mean, if something happened, there would be a heartstring tugged on.
That sounds
Yeah, that's just,
beautiful. What's the problem with that? It's not you. It's not your problem. It's not your situation. You don't have a situation. Everything is appearing. Attachments, heartstrings, judgments.
Murder.
Hmm.
I certainly never thought it would be like this.
Ding, 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 ding.
We just like something happened a few weeks ago when we decided to put our dog down with a shot. And I was 100% okay with that because I knew it was the right time. He was suffering a lot and it was an act of kindness. And there was, you know, it just kind of happened and I just moved about my day like, all right, he's not here. And it was very streamlined. And that was fascinating to me how streamlined it was. You know, and you know, people were saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Joan." I'm like, "No, it's good. It was time. It was you know, like they're like feeling sorry for me. I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. We're good." It was just perfect.
So what's the problem?
I was surprised at how streamlined it was. That's all. Because I hear people when they put an animal down and they go through a whole lot of tug and pull and up and down and da 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 da. And I didn't experience any of that.
So the Joan character is in for a lot of surprises in the story because Joan knows a bunch of things. And what she knows is never really what's going to happen because what happens is always different than what she knows. But that's the story. And so Alice's question is good. What does that have to do with you? Why is that, why is this an issue? Because you're not Joan, you're not in the story. Joan is an appearance. And all of her actions and all of everything that goes on with Joan is part of Joan appearance.
But yet everything is Joan. Joan is everything. This entire universe is Joan's. And it's Joan's playground to love and play, feel, and cry for the dog.
Or not.
Or not. Joan is everything.
None of that is happening. It's all appearing. Or we could say it's happening and not happening.
Happening is just a label, right? It's just here. It's just Joan. I'm going to go through my week just thinking, it's just Joan.
Well, then what do I call it? If you're calling it Joan, what do I call it? It's not mine. I don't know. You know, as a kid, I used to say the name Joan a lot and I couldn't find it. It's very weird.
Yeah,
I said a name and all of a sudden it meant nothing.
Joan.
Meant nothing. Just like
Joan.
Beautiful.
Who's talking right now? Don't speak again until you can answer that question.
I'm gonna miss you, Joan.
We're gonna have a lot of quiet around here, aren't we?
Yeah, this character does like to talk.
If you mute yourself, then you will think before you talk because you have to reach over and push the button.
But it's true what you just said. When we're kids, we do things like that. We play around with this idea of me and my name and who is this person? Because it is kind of strange when you really look at it. But then it just takes over. And at a certain point, we don't question it anymore. And then
That's what happened.
movie's on. Yeah, well,
That's what happened. That's what happened.
My mom used to say, if I do stuff wrong, she'd say, think. Be like, what is that? What is she talking about? Think. What is this think of which you speak?
Well, that's
Then it
what
got me.
learning to be me is. That's what that lesson is. Learn to think and learn to make that your reality. So we're kind of pointing beyond that here.
So it's really unlearning how to be me.
Yeah, you could say that in a way. Well, that's why we talk about unknowing. The me is all the knowing, but this is unknowing. Nothing to know.
My son, when he was in that age, he used to call everything around him mine. And he would call himself mine too. Until he finally figured out what his name was. That was beautiful though. Just all mine. Mine. It's just all experience.
And that's very honest, because that's really what we're all doing as the me. We're seeing everything as mine.
As to this. There's chunks of this.
Beautiful silence.
One of my new favorite Nkosi-isms, and he actually said it tonight when he came, is that imagination and thought are always late. This is too immediate. This is already here before the thought or the imagining gets going. It's already the case.
No, it just made me realize that when something is lost and I stop thinking about it, I find it more easily. Every time, if I get all worked up, I need to find, it's like, you know what? drop it, and I drop it, and then it shows up. Like thought gets in the way.
You had a commitment, Michael, to her.
No, but it's just a good example of the me's refusal to look at when I say, you know, don't say another word until you know who's speaking. It's so powerful, right? It's such a, that the me really wants no part of it. So you guys, you may notice there could be some sidestepping around it so it can keep its little show going. So what I find, like, I'll just speak from my own experience, it became intolerable to believe my own thoughts, to believe Michael's story, painfully so.
When you spoke about the me wanting to be special, I see also that the me, or about specialness, the me wants to be, labels itself as especially bad too. I think that's been part of my suffering. Or maybe it's all of my suffering.
Yeah, I can relate, because for me it was depression, you know, suffering from depression. So, and then I realized, oh, the me doesn't care if it's positive or negative.
Yeah, yeah. And with me, it's more so the negative that's driving things, driving the suffering. The me was probably be happy if I labeled myself as the worst person on the planet.
Right, but this is, you know, why
Not the
Nkosi's
specialness. Go
the
ahead.
message is so powerful, because it pulls the legs right out from under the me, because the message here is there's already no me.
Yeah.
There's only wholeness talking. There's nobody here. There's nobody here. So you know, it's so beautiful. No matter who may seem to be talking right now, you know, I know I see wholeness talking. I don't see anyone here. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. It doesn't matter what anyone is saying, because there's only this wholeness, everything. It's already here. It's the one that is talking. It's the one that is trying to figure out things, trying to understand things. It's the one that doesn't understand, seems to not understand anything. It's the one that seems to be looking for something. It's already the wholeness. It's already this. So as we used to say, you can't escape this. No matter which direction you may seem to go, there's only this. You're already this already. There's no escape. So there's only wholeness talking, there's only wholeness walking, there's only wholeness living, there's only wholeness thinking, there's only this. Everything is this. There's no individual here. So seeking is just seeking. It's just appearing. Or should I say it's wholeness seeking? There may seem to be an individual who's finding something, but that's just wholeness as well. There's no individual. So everything is beautiful here. Everything is beautiful. All characters are beautiful. There's just wholeness. You're not even there. They may be thinking that that says, if I could just disappear. That's wholeness too. You will never disappear because you never even appeared. There's just wholeness playing with its own self, pretending to be lost, appearing to be outside of this. It's just wholeness. There's no you who is outside of this, who's trying to get inside of this. There's no you who can find anything. There's no you to be enlightened. Because there's just this. There's only this. Wholeness, everything. You are included in it as nothing. You are nothing. There's no one here. There's just wholeness. The reason you can't get this is because there's no you. You are not already. There's wholeness. The one who says, I can't find this, or a thought that may arise that says, I can't find this, it's not an evidence that there's a you. It's just wholeness saying, I can't find this. There's no you already. There are no positions here. It's just everything. It's just oneness, everything. There are no positions. Positions are imagined in this. And no one is imagining those positions. So there's nothing to find here because there's only this. The one who appears to be looking for this is already wholeness. So everything is beautiful. Everything is always new. Everything is fantastic. It's great. It's nice. It's wonderful. Don't be a character, be yourself as wholeness. just wholeness talking to itself. There's nobody here. And nobody knows this. Right here, there's no individual who knows anything or everything. You don't need to get it because you'll never get it. Already there's no you, there's just wholeness. That's it.
And I'll add, Nkosi's also said, allow the character to live out its destiny. Let it do what it seems to do, and you stay out of it. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming this evening. We appreciate each and every one of you. Faith, thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. I'll do my best to get this up in YouTube in the next 24 hours. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Have a great evening.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
See you
Thank you,
guys.
Michael, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.